वेलकम टु एडी पडकास्ट र आज हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ नेपाली चलचित्र जगतको वान अफ द मोस्ट एक्सपिरियन्स्ड फाइनेस्ट एन्ड मोस्ट ट्यालेन्टेड डाइरेक्टर वेलकम टु एडी पडकास्ट
Thank you so much. You give me too much credit, but still, yeah.
you're really doing good. You're inspiring us.
Najir.
र लेट्स गेट टु द मुभी
Sure.
यो मुभी बनाउनु पछाडिको वाट इज द माइन्डसेट
Good question, and I really want to explain this. Yeah, movie mindset. I have to preface this a little bit. Okay. A lot of people have very high expectations from me, knowing me from my old, but this was Gauchan and all that stuff, and the Moomins and all that. And then because I'm a teacher also, I have lots of students even in Nepal, who regard me as a good filmmaker. But I have to prove this with my film.
Yeah.
When we made the film, I made the weirdest kind of film to introduce it to the audience. I could have made a film which they would have liked more or something that they're more used to. But I felt like, no, we need something to kind of a game changer. Something that makes people think more about what is cinema all about, what is storytelling about. So the katha pani anauta cha, weird cha, and making money already weird is. So I just wanted to paskawa that to the audience for two reasons. One is for the audience to realize that there are different types of films. And in Nepal films are pretty much they're quite similar to patterns. So one was to break the pattern. I also know that there's a young generation like you guys who want something fresh and new and that kind of challenges you a little bit creatively. So this but also one thing that I always say, and people know it, is that mirror films are say I don't make them only for entertainment. Entertaining the one was another. So within the story there has to be some element of real life society. There's a subject or a topic that kind of is untouched by others, which needs to be discussed at some point. So Madhesko issue nikaleko bhayo testo kind of thing.
I think that's how we preserve art, right?
Absolutely.
सबै थोक कमर्सियल नै भइहाल्यो भने त विसी आजकल हामी जहाँ पनि कुनै आर्ट स्टोर अथवा आर्ट ग्यालरीमा गयौँ भने हरेक आर्टको पछाडि एउटा प्राइस ट्याग हुन्छ नि वन्स वी गेट आउट अफ द्याट म आर्टलाई कसरी प्रिजर्भ गर्छु त्यता अगाडि बढ्छु भने वी गेट अ मुभी लाइक केटी हराएको सूचना इट्स एन अमेजिङ वर्क इट्स अ मास्टरपिस आई थिंक र व्हाट अबाउट द जर्नी you have a long journey when it comes to chalachitra, right?
Ajay, it's a long journey, of course, as with everyone. I think everyone has their own particular interesting journeys. Better film journey is like I made Ujeli. I became famous overnight just with my first film, and then people kind of find out who you are. So the BBC offered me to become the executive producer.
Amazing.
And young so I thought, ek dui barsha garchu ghumchu and I'll come back and make my films. Plan gareko thiye. Unfortunately or fortunately, those 2 years became 22 years because I worked in a department of the BBC which was so interesting, where I used to go to these different countries and train people to become filmmakers.
Okay.
So then they can make proper films about their issues or whatever. Trying to use film and media as a tool to bring change to the world. It's not just entertainment. Entertainment, it's like the bottom line. It has to be there. It's a given.
Just because people don't get out of the cinema.
Exactly. It's a given. You have to be entertaining. The entertaining goes saath is, and you have to have something that you give back to society. So that was the project. So I did it in many countries. I went to Africa, 3 countries in Africa, Vietnam, and then I settled down in Cambodia, where the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts, they have the cinema department. They made me their advisor. Because Cambodia, many film scenario, I don't know if you know the history of Cambodia. यहाँ जस्तै माओवादी खमेर रुजले रेभोल्युसन गरेर जितेर 3 वर्ष रुल गरेर they killed 1/3 of their population. It was like rock bottom पुगेको थियो. So they wanted me to help, and I felt like this is, if a Nepali can help another country, why not? So I worked with them to develop the cinema industry there. But in that meantime, धेरै वर्ष भयो नि त. So I was losing touch with my own country, my own people. And as you get older, आफ्नो relatives, friends पनि older हुन थाल्छ अनि कतिजनाको operation हुन थाल्छ. आफ्नै classmatesहरू heart attack बाट मर्न थाल्छ हो. You feel like, what's life all about if you don't keep the connection? That's why I wanted to come back. So फर्किसकेपछि त फेरि यहाँ केही meaningful त हुनु पर्यो काम. So filmmaking is my forte. So I started this company with Nakim and Kiran Bhaktadai. And our purpose for Tri-City is to make films that others don't make. Simple as that. But also make films that maybe can break the barriers, and we can take Nepali film right into the international territory.
Amazing.
So your first films are Nepal ko लागि बनाएको, but it has the potential to go abroad. बाहिरको मान्छे झन् appreciate गर्छ. नेपाली अल्बा गाह्रो हुन्छ यस्तो फिल्म हेर्दा. There's a slow छ यार, के यस्तो के देखायो 2 जना मात्रै. So we'll see. So that's the एम्बिसन र पर्पस र भिजन भनौँ न।
यो चलचित्रको कुरा गर्ने हो भने यो भनेको रिफ्लेक्सन त हो समाजको। जति समाजसँग क्लोज बनाउन सक्यो त्यति राम्रो हो मुभी। र यो मुभीमा तपाईँले एउटा ब्यारियर के ब्रेक गर्नुभएको छ भने everyone were going to Mustang and you held up with Tarai.
Funny thing is, I'm from Mustang. So मेरो लागि त सजिलो थियो नि मुस्ताङको कुदेर गएर राम बर्नरलाई मुस्ताङको थकाली बनाएर सजिलो थियो। I didn't want to do that. I wanted to represent the Tarai for very clear reasons. एउटा त underrepresented भयो हैन, so from the kind of issue or theme ko perspective, but more than that, from an entertainment perspective, Tarai is beautiful. It has its charming त्यो एलिमेन्ट्सहरु जुन छ नि, जुन मलाई म यहाँ हुँदाखेरि जानुभन्दा अगाडिको जुन याद थियो नि, I just wanted to bring all of that, okay? So I think people appreciate that a lot, okay?
It's a kind of new flavor भनौँ न, हामी तराईमा बस्दा गरेर when we get to explore Mustang.
त्यही हो नेपाल भनेको त, we have such diversity, all of us are together in this place, so we have to have proper representation and respect and honor भन्ने चिजहरु हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ।
When we talk about your future endeavors, what are the next projects you are thinking of?
Exactly, our next projects are even more out of the box than this, I suppose. So we'll make them. We have different. I don't like working जहिले पनि एउटा genre मा, just आफ्नै रमाइलोको लागि we have different genres. Horror पनि छ, adventure पनि छ, and त्यसपछि एकदमै अलिकति sci-fi त नभनौँ, but it's a very new format which has never been seen anywhere in the world. If we make it, we'll be the first ones to make the film in that format. त्यस्तो हामी technology सँग तिम्रो त साइन्टिस्टहरु हो, and the science side of things of filmmaking is also so much fun. People only talk about the art, but the science side of things is like how do you capture images, how do you create about new tools on inside it to make a certain thing. So this one I'll pull you guys in also. Let's design some new stuff.
On board, guys, on board. We did it.
No, a huge respect, honestly, for guys like you, science. So एउटा film चाहिँ यस्तो छ कि it's completely new. So the viewer ले आएर film हेर्दाखेरि they'll feel that they are part of the movie.
Okay.
I can guarantee that. And it's the way it's shot, the way it's projected, and we'll have 3 projectors. It's 3D मा कोही बेला 3D आउँछ, कोही बेला 2D आउँछ, कोही बेला 3D आउँछ. It's like really experimental stuff. It'll be fun to make that film and show it here the next time.
हामीलाई पनि लाग्छ कि अब नेपाली चलचित्र जगतमा चाहिँ we need to have something different. Something different. यो ग्राफ चाहिँ यसरी बढ्दै छ, तर ग्राफ यस्तो छ. We need some stories that give spikes. And त्यसको पर्खाइमा छन् र expectations lot of on your head.
Yeah, I know.